Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's OpenONU Go call. Thanks for joining. As usual, the call is public and recorded and will be shared on YouTube. So please be mindful of the comments that you make and the information that you share with the team. First of all, before we go ahead, I want to thank everybody for the great push we have done in the past few weeks to achieve great results of using the Go adapter as the default one and fixing all the small issues here and there that popped up while during this process. So thanks a lot for that. We do have very good results. The 2.6 release is looking very promising, and if you look at the Jenkins test for that, that you can see here I'm pointing at, we are in very, very good shape here. So the 2.6 release is really, really looking good. And this is all with the OpenONU Go. So thanks a lot, everybody, for the effort that was put in, both in development and testing. So thanks a lot. Having said that, there's still plenty to do and many things that we still need to get done, and we will discuss the 2.7 roadmap later. Right now, I just want to discuss a few items that were on the agenda since last week and make sure that everything is settled. Discuss a few ongoing issues that people are working on, and then discuss that roadmap. So I know that the wrong device reason has been fixed. Girish has told me that it's not happened lately, and this was done as fixes were part of several patches. So this is good. This is done. I also know that the tech profile handling for Turk Telecom was fixed by Michael. And thanks a lot for that. We now have the correct OMCI flow pushed state at the end of the tech profile plus the flow pushing. So these two are done. I just wanted to ask, what is the state of this one? Michael, Torsten, can you give us a brief update? Is it done? Is there anything that we still need to do? Do we need to open a Jira for it, specific?
I think it's still under investigation. I think it is related to the discussion that we had in Slack recently with Girish concerning the critical sequence of flow deletion in the OLT adapter in connection with the owners. I think some problems of that are related to this issue. Maybe some the causes of the problems we have seen in these tests are multiple. Maybe some of these issues are also related to some changes that I prepared by now with the new patch that I provided. Unfortunately, it's very hard to trace this issue in this multi-ONU environment. So yeah, it is just an idea that it might be also related to other reasons. On the other hand, there seem to have to be some progress also with the latest corrections that we already have delivered, also in the 2.6 line. At least Torsten tested in his environment once more the 2x2 owner setup, where he has seen, or where he had seen some errors a week ago or so, and was not able to reproduce that. So maybe that is good by now also.
Okay, that's good to know. That at least some of the errors And I was having a look at the logs that you pointed out. I might need to like make a Jira or do a dump of it. I couldn't really fathom why this could happen. As Girish pointed out, it was a bug that we fixed a long time ago in ONUS. It might not, and to be honest, I have to dig to understand if this uncovered a new bug, or for some reason that fix was good enough at that point in time and it's not good right now. So I'll have to dig deeper into this. I'll just have to take a note myself and create a Jira story, otherwise this gets lost. Okay, yeah, I've done that. So while we're at it, why don't you give us a little bit of an overview of this patch that was just uploaded?
Yes, in the course of the investigation of the 8x8 ONU test scenario problems, and also having a deeper look at some problems that are visible also in the Turk Telekom Jenkins verification that we have in the ONU Adapter Go Jenkins tests as well. This showed some problems that still exist in the VLAN configuration processing that might have the effect, depending on the sequence of messages sent from the RW core, that either the ONU adapter runs into an unstable situation where it possibly also crashes, or there might be even the effect that some of the flows that should be configured are lost, are not really configured on the OMC. So I had to try to introduce a bug fix for that. And this is the topic of this Gerrit patch now.
Okay, great. Thanks for that. One question on my side is that would you be more confident if we include this in 2.6, or do you think it's okay to have 2.6 without this patch?
I would feel better if we still would be able to include that in the 2.6 release branch. I think it will introduce more robustness in the overall processing of the adapter. But of course, first we have to wait for some results, and we have to have a critical look at the according tests that showed the problems before. So we have to repeat the according to telecom tests, and of course our Jenkins job, and have to verify if this correction really works as expected.
Okay, let's do this. Let's wait for Jenkins verification on this version of the patch.
Joanne's getting you some breakfast smoke meal ready too, okay? How you doing this morning?
Hey, David.
Yep.
I'm just gonna mute you for now, David.
Sorry, didn't realize I was off mute. Caring for mom.
No problem. So, as I was saying, my plan, what I think we could do is we could wait for Jenkins verification. If that passes, we can merge this on master, and then cherry pick to 2.6. If we see no issues in the master branch. We have still 3 days for the release, to 2 days for the release. So let's, I'm just gonna give a review of this, and I'm gonna ask Girish to do the same on this. And if we are both okay with the patch, we might, as I said, we might merge it on master. And if the tests pass, the nightly test pass on master, we could possibly look at merging it on the 2.6 branch as well. But thanks for taking the time of pushing these bug fixes, Michael. And hopefully we shouldn't be hitting any more issues of the suite failing in places. I think I fixed that in the afternoon. There were a few wrong versions here and there. I fixed that, so we shouldn't be hitting that anymore. So okay, let's take that approach. I'll ask Girish to review this and see if we can get it in 2.6. As we discussed. Okay. Something else, sorry if I'm jumping around, but something else that we might decide to include for 2.6, if again, if the master branch is okay, is the patch from Holger to support Vape Mode, which is this one. Again, mostly I would treat this as a bug fix because really this is not the right string critically. And this one instead it's the right one, and it shouldn't affect at all the PPTP side. So my expectation is that we could possibly include this in 2.6. And again, let's take the same approach. Let's merge it on master, and then we can go ahead and cherry pick it to 2.6 if the tests pass.
Andrea, one question regarding this issue. What is the current policy of ONF policy of regarding interoperability tests with different ONUs? Because we get from outside some mails that the system is not working with this and this ONU, but we always have to react. Is it somehow planned to have some interoperability, or will it be as it is that we get some notice that some of the ONUs are not working, and what is the current strategy here?
So that's a very good question. What we have done in the past is that we test with what we have. In the sense that ONF, we have a bunch of ONUs, we have Isquitils, Alphas, Circoms. We've tested in the past with Nokia. There's plans in DT to add AVM and other Arcadian, other stuff. So ONF tests with what ONF has. If somebody else tests with something else and they come up with a bug, the plan is that we file it under Jira as always, as you have done, and then we pick the right time to fix that. It was good that you had some time and you could do it, but it's again one of the things that needs to be prioritized. Obviously, it would be the best if we could reproduce this locally, but also at the moment, really nobody's asking for VIP. So in this specific case, it was good that we fixed it. Could have we waited if something more urgent was on the plate? Yes, we could have. Does that answer your question, Holger?
Yes, but as already discussed, some BB-SIM support for VAP ONUs would be good, but it is also depends on the time Matteo has.
Precisely, and you like exactly got the point. It's not about what we would like to have. Certainly, it would be great to have it, but at the moment, I don't really see any operator asking for this support in their workflows. So, is it urgent? Probably not. Can we have it at some point in time? For sure. So, it's just you file a Jira and we schedule it according to priorities.
Do you know where this colleague came from? This Francis who wrote the mail about? He came from Spain, right?
To be honest, I have no idea. Meaning, yeah, it's probably a Spanish guy, but I have no idea which company he is from. I can probably investigate. He seems to have a physical setup, so that's good. And I'm all for contribution in that sense, meaning that it's great that he tested it and found out something that didn't work. That's amazing. It's really good. It's just that, for example, if it was an issue that DT had or Turk Telecom had, it would have been higher in priority. In this case, it was good that it was such an easy fix and you had some time to spend on it. But if we were in a time crunch and we needed to fix other things for other priorities, those maybe could have taken priority over this one.
Okay.
Okay,
Thanks.
great. No problem. So I think what I'll do is, given the fact that this one actually passed verification, I might just go ahead and merge it. I need to recheck it. I'll do that. And I'll recheck this and get it merged as soon as it passes the Jenkins verification. And also, I will do the same after the review here. We'll do those and get the test working tonight, hopefully, for those 2.6 for master, and then if it works on 2.6. Okay. Himani, do you want to give us an update on this patch that you have to update the reasons here?
Yes, actually, this is not for the reason field removal from the device. This is because of some refactoring of code I've done in VoltaLib for event refactoring. So I've introduced one more package event wherein I've moved the event proxy changes. For the device field removal, the reason removal field, I'll raise a separate review for it because the proto changes are different for both the reviews. So I'm gonna create one more review for the reason removal update.
Okay, sounds good. The one thing I was wondering is if this is an update for the VoltaLib Go, why this one doesn't include an update of the VoltaLib Go version?
Yeah, because the protos are not merged. So once the protos are merged, I'll include the vendor changes as well as bump up the version also.
And the proto patch, if I'm not mistaken, is the one I'm about to link. Just give me 1 second. I need to find it. It's this one.
The one related to error handling.
Yes. This one, correct? This one, right? Himani?
This is for the VoltaLib. Yeah, this one.
So it's related to this one. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just put this one here. Okay. So we're just gonna wait on the merge of that one for this one, which is totally fine. You also have this patch, which changes the keys from just the position to the actual Gemport ID.
Yeah. I've resolved all review comments, I guess.
Okay, so I think this needs a recheck. I'm not sure about. Okay, I'll need to take. I'll need to do a review. I'm not exactly sure about these changes, but I'll give a review on that. And Michael and Holger and anybody who can, just please take a look at this one too. I don't think this is urgent for 2.6, so I think we can hold on and merge it later after the
That's not the force delete bit then.
No. The force delete already went in.
Yeah. Is this change, if we're going to upgrade the protos, though, is this change going to be required?
No.
So this one is completely unrelated, David.
Okay.
The last one we were looking at is completely unrelated. It's just a change, an internal change on how we index the gem ports.
Okay.
That before was done on a incremental index of the tech profile, right? And instead, it's better if we do it on the gem port ID. It's a cleaner solution.
Okay.
No, all the events already went, all the things that were needed for the logging and all of that went in already to 2.6. The Volta libgo one that we were talking about before is not yet merged, so that's not impacting at all the release.
All right, sorry, thanks.
No problem. Okay, so these are the things that we're working on. Torsten, I skipped it before, but do you have an update on the reconcile test that you guys made the proposal and are working on?
No update till now because I did all the other things, you know, SSH reconnect and DME. But I hope tomorrow I will go on with this purpose.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks. Okay, so this is the stuff we're working on, which is great. There was one point that I wanted to ask everybody, and maybe this was my misunderstanding. So in the 2.6 release, Holger put a workaround in place with the latest Volta OMCI libgo to receive the notification that it's an unknown ME for the tech from the ONU, and we just ignore it at the moment, which is perfectly fine for 2.6. We know we're not storing it. But I thought the library was already giving all the information that was needed for actually storing the ME. It was just us in the adapter that were not doing it. But in a discussion with Holger the other day, I understood that it was not the case, and there's still a requirement in the OMCI libgo before we can actually store it in the adapter. Can you guys clarify this for me, please?
Chip, please correct me if I'm wrong. There's still, we need this big attribute, right? This where all the unknown attributes of the unknown ME will be stored within one big hex chain, right? That is not yet supported by the OMCI libgo, right?
Yeah, that's correct. The issue comes is that with an unknown managed entity, we don't know how many true attributes there are. And we can't just, with the existing library, it's not easy to properly give that information. So storing it probably doesn't have very much value. And even with a fix, it may not have that much value. And what we're talking about maybe for 2.7 or later is that for a received OMCI frame, perhaps add a property so that you could, you could basically get the raw hex data or the raw byte data for the payload. Sort of like if you go back to SCAPI where you can get the raw packet attribute, it'd be nice to have a raw attribute capability for this. That way, anyone building on top of this library can do whatever they want with the data.
Okay, okay, I get it now. Thanks for the clarification. I think I'm fine with the approach. Is there already a JIRA targeting this?
I'd have to look. I do not believe so.
I think there's no one.
Okay, then I'll let you, Chip, or you, Holger, create one. And then you can just go ahead and get it done whenever you can. I don't feel it's terribly urgent, So whenever you have the time, if you want to do it for 2.7, I think it's a good thing. We have like 3 months to do that. But it's not like terribly urgent, but just it's something. Create a Jira, and we are gonna get it done whenever we get it done.
Yeah, it's probably low priority because it's really of not great value until you can derive other ONU adapters from the common OpenONU adapter.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Great. Perfect. So I want to spend a little bit of time on the 2.7 roadmap. This was put together in a discussion between the few interested parties, operators, and Adtran itself and myself. So we wanted to start and take a look at what we would like to achieve within this group for the 2.7 release. And these are the list of features that I would like, I think we would like to get in. It's not that big list, it's a few elements, it's like about 10 elements, not including the tests. We're going to talk about those later. But there are some big features. The most important one as a feature really is the ONU software update that is described in there. And that is the big feature we need to work on. And that's probably going to be done by Michael and Holger and the team at Adtran. There are several things that we need to do for alarm synchronization and MIB audit. Those are things that we knew we missed in the 2.6 version, so let's just get it done. There's some things that we need to do also for performance monitoring. We do want them to just act as a collection, meaning that we have the capability to poll the ONU to get these parameters, and that is something that we were missing from the Python version. But we also want in the Go version to get it periodically, to update these counters periodically. It is a little lower priority than the get set external attributes and the software updates because we do get some counters from the OLTs. So that's that. A big feature that we need, well, it's not really a feature, but it's more of rework internally, is that some errors at the moment are logged but are not reported. This does not impact functionality, but we might have occasions where we don't recoup from an error or we don't get in a better state because we're not properly reporting it. Again, it's not in like critical places, and there are ways we worked around it, but I think that there are some places where we have to-dos and fix me for this error handling. So that's something that I want to get done in 2.7 because that is a key component that I think it's fundamental. As you can see here, we already discussed about the storing of the unknown emis. Again, lower priority, but if it's possible, I would like to get it in. The one that Himani talked about before, the update of the multiple reasons, that's also in the list. I don't think it should be a major change in the adapter, but because it's mainly in the core where we store the reasons. The adapter we update the reasons, but we shouldn't really look it up or keep it internally. That's okay. It's fine. We can work that out. There are a few other ONUs that we want to support. And I've already included the serial number, the first few letters of the serial number in the whitelist. We will probably test them in the Berlin pod. So that is the set of things that I wanted to get done in 2.7. I just want to take the time for everybody to let this sink in. And during the Christmas break, just take your time, get these features in and think about if you're missing something from a features perspective. There are a few things that we decided to postpone to 2.7. Chip, after 2.7, the OMCI tool that you mentioned I put it after 2.7, but this is really not tangent to the adapter itself. So I'll let you deal with that.
Okay, yeah, that's just for debug support.
Yep. Any questions on the feature list roadmap?
Yeah. So related to your last one on the vendor IDs, it'd be nice if we had a startup switch, that CLI option switch that we could add additional vendor IDs to, because we often see on the list that how do I support this? And we have to go through the point of telling people how to build the code and modify it.
That's a very good point. I think this is
yeah, and it could even be in the future where you could actually restrict it. So maybe the operators want to make sure that it never it only has like one or two that they support. So,
yes,
but just the ability to append 4x or characters to that list might cut down on some people how to build code.
Yep, absolutely. And I think it's pretty simple. We can pass it as a Helm chart parameter. Appending is the easiest way to do it. We could even look at possibly having an empty list in there and just moving the whole list of allowed ones to the Helm chart for the use case that you were describing, where an operator just wants one type. I'll think about it, but in any case, it's very easy. Should be no issue to do this. One thing that I did not add here, but I think it's important, and it takes very little time, and we should do it, is support for multiple instances of I already have a Jira for this, so let me explain what this is. Basically, as you guys know, before we were achieving some of the scale numbers with the Python version with a number of replicas of the Python adapter. With the Go adapter, we're achieving the same scale numbers with just one. So we didn't really bother putting in the capability to have multiple adapters running at the same time. And that is really because we didn't need it. But instead, during the release process, in a few places, we forgot to put the number to 1, before we were deploying 8, and we found out that it wasn't working when deploying 8. So the Volta libgo already has the capability to get this dynamic endpoint. We just need to use it within the adapter. I started a patch. Shouldn't be that complicated. It's definitely not something we want for 2.6, and maybe it's not even gonna get used in the future. But it's a nice thing to have, and it allows you to maybe spin up to be redundant and things like this. So it's a nice thing to have. I'm just gonna put it in. I already have a somewhat working patch. Okay. Any other questions on the list of things that we want to get done for 2.7?
What? Just question about the redundancy in the adapters when you have more than one. You talking about like HA redundancy? And if so, how are you making sure only one adapter?
No, no, no,
handles
no.
each
I'm
request? Okay.
talking. I'm really talking more about like if you have like 2,000 ONUs and you have 2 adapters, even if one of the adapter fails, it might only fail half of your ONUs.
Okay.
Even though at the moment we have very good reconcile capabilities where no subscriber should be impacted if the adapter fails.
Right. Okay. So it's not like AJ per
No.
ONU.
No.
It's just load balancing between multiples like we're
Yeah.
doing today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
I think connected to this, we also discussed the ability of the ONU adapter to communicate with different OLT adapters. Is that also still something relevant for 2.7?
So yes, that is definitely something that that we want, but I'm not even sure we want it in 2.7 because really that was never really thought as a capability, and it really somewhat moves the architectural one-to-one mapping that we're going for right now. Part of it, of what you're asking, Michael, is what I need to put in for multiple instances, because the dynamic endpoint manager in the Volta libgo is part of the solution to get to that point. And so long story short, I think we will get there. I'm not sure if we will get there in 2.7. Okay. On the test side, as we discussed, there is the reconcile here, where we also want to possibly have this reconcile part of the ONU suite that is already there and extend that ONU suite with hardware capability, with hardware capabilities, and run it on the hardware jobs with AT&T workflow. We do want to add an ONU adapter restart. We do need to take into account the multiple reasons, as we were discussing before. And then we need to add tests for the things we mentioned above. So we need tests for the performance management. We need tests for the get and set to MCI external values. And for the software update. And as David pointed out, there is also, we need to turn on the race conditions, turn on the flag for the race conditions and see what happens. So those are the things that we need to do. Anything else that you guys think we need to do in the tests? No. Okay. So that's all I had for the 2.7 roadmap. Please do review this. There are JIRAs for everything. I'll put the JIRAs in for the things that are not in there. The things that are not in there, I put in JIRAs, and take your time, review it. We have some 3 months to get this done. It's at the end of March. We want to release 2.7. And there are things that if you see something that, or you say, oh, we're really missing that thing, it might be in the post 2.7 set of stuff that we happy year. There are more down the line because we don't have the time to fix them at the moment. Yeah, go ahead, Odge.
I want to say something about multiple UNI. Can we add to roadmap multiple UNI support?
Oh, yes. How big do you think that's gonna be?
It is, I don't know actually.
Okay, so let me do this. I'll put it under an investigation. So we need to understand how much that's gonna entail, because that's something that we didn't have in the Python version, and I believe we might need to look into things for getting that done. And let's see if there is time, we can get it in. If it's not too much work and we cannot get it done. Is this a priority for Turk Telecom that you know of, Özge?
I need to talking with my colleagues. Actually, I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Then I would say go ahead, talk to your colleagues and see what priority this is. And let's see if we need to get it into 2.7 or not. If we need to get it in 2.7 per your request or per your need, what I would ask you if you could either work on it or find somebody that works on it, because as per my understanding, with all the things that I mentioned there, the Adtran team and ourselves at ONF are pretty much done in terms of resources. To get those things in, we do have the number of resources we have. That's it. We cannot really commit to much more stuff. That's that. Simple, plain and simple. So please let me know whenever you talk to your colleagues and whenever you talk internally about it.
I will let you know. Sure.
Okay, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Okay, so that was all on the agenda for today. Does anybody have any other topic that they want to discuss? No? Okay, then I'll give people a little bit time back. I want to thank again everybody for the huge effort we put in this year. It was a great milestone we achieved, and it was a great thanks from all the ONF team and the great Volta community for what we have got done. So that's great. We've gotten very good results. I also want to say a warm, happy holiday break to everybody. This is the last call we're going to have before the break because ONF has a shutdown from the 19th, so starting Saturday to the 3rd, 4th. So I'm back in the office in the 4th. So I want to really give everybody a warm holiday, happy holidays to everybody. Enjoy your time with your family, your friends, kids, parents, anybody who you want to spend some time with. Just enjoy it, and we're gonna reconvene next year and get some other work done. But during the holidays, just enjoy your time and enjoy your vacation. So thanks a lot, everybody, and I'll see you next year. Cheers. Bye bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Happy holiday.